Good afternoon, Year 2, and welcome to our final lesson in this half term, all about classification of invertebrates. Now, just have a little think about what we did last lesson whilst I just share my screen. Fantastic. So last lesson you came up with lots of amazing questions about how we can sort our invertebrates. Today we are going to be looking at a classification tree, and this is a way of asking these questions and then sorting the animals into different groups. So we're going to work through this one very quickly together. This is all about mini beasts, so all the little creatures that you can find outside in the garden or in the park. The first question says, has the mini beast got legs? Now we're looking at sorting these 6 animals out. So as you can see, we've got a centipede and a spider has legs, and also a moth and a butterfly has legs. So let's follow it down the yes column. So we've got 4 animals with legs. I'm going to just stick with the yes for now. Has it got wings? So out of those 4 animals, we've got the moth and the butterfly that does have wings, and the spider and centipede that doesn't. So if we say, has it got wings? No, we're going down the left-hand column. We're then going to ask the next question. Has it got more than 8 legs? More than 8 legs. So, which animal are we putting under the yes side? Excellent, the centipede. And the no, because it has 8 legs, it doesn't have more than 8 legs, we're going to be putting the spider. Fantastic. So we've sorted out the centipede and the spider. Let's go back to the moth and the butterfly. So we answered the question, yes, it has got wings. And now we need to sort out the difference between the two. Is it active at night? I'd like you to have a little think. Out of the moth and the butterfly, let's think about which ones we usually see during the day. Which one do you think is active at night? Well done, it's the moth. So if you underneath the yes to that question, it will be the moth, and the no will be the butterfly. We've then got 2 more animals to sort out. We've got the worm and the snail. We need to go right back to the top where it says, has the mini beast got legs? No. So we're on the question, has it got a shell? Yes, you will end up with the snail, and no, you will end up with the worm. Well done if you were able to go through that with me and help me to sort out those 6 animals. So with a classification tree, you always start from the top and you work your way through the questions. We're going to create our own classification tree today. So we've got these 6 animals. Who could tell me, what are all of these animals? They're all types of what? I'm going to give you 10 seconds to have a quick think about it. Well done, Year 2. They're all types of invertebrates. So my first question on my tree today is going to be, is the animal an invertebrate? And we've got you always have yes or no, a bit like the questions that you did last week. It has to be a yes/no question. Is the animal invertebrate? Yes or no? Now, all of my animals that we've got today are invertebrates, so I am only going to be looking at the branch that says yes. I then need to split my 6 animals into 2 groups by asking a particular question. How could we split these animals into 2 groups? What type of questions could we ask? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to have a little think about that. Excellent, Year 2. There's lots of questions we could ask. We could ask whether the animal has legs, like the example we had earlier. We could ask the question, does this animal have wings? We could ask a question, is this animal an insect? We could ask the question, is this animal a mollusk? So the question that I've gone for is about legs. All right, because I thought then I could split it evenly. So I've sorted my animals into those that have legs and those that don't have legs. So my question is going to be, does the animals have legs? Yes. So there were 3 animals in my group that do have legs. I now need to work out how am I going to separate these animals into 2 groups. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to have a quick think about what questions we could ask to separate these 3 animals into 2 groups. Excellent. So we could again ask about legs. We could say the number of legs. Does this animal have 8 legs? Does this animal have 6 legs? We could ask about wings. Does this animal have wings? We could also ask about body parts, because remember, my insects, my butterfly and my ladybird, have 3 body parts, whilst my spider only has 2 body parts. So I've decided to go with the question about legs. So I've got, does this animal have, there's got 6 legs or more than 6 legs? And on my tree, I've got the question, does the animal have 6 legs? So if the answer is yes, that's going to be my butterfly and my ladybird will be in that group. And the answer is no, I've got a spider. Now, because the spider is the only one left in its group, we know that the spider must be at the end of that branch of the tree. Now I've got to ask one more question to try and separate these 2 animals. How do you think I could separate these? Because they've both got antennae, they've both got 3 body parts, they both have wings. What could I separate them with? I'm sure you thought of lots of questions, but I decided to think, my butterfly starts its life as a caterpillar, whilst my ladybird doesn't. So that is the question that I am going to go for. Did the animal start its life as a caterpillar? Yes, it's a butterfly. No, it must be a ladybird. Now, as you see, I haven't gone down my no column yet. All right, but I just wanted to show you how we would work through an example. So this is going to be your task today. You've got 2 tasks. I would like everyone to do task 1, please. Everyone to do task 1, which is to use the classification tree, which you can see there, to sort out the 8 animals into the right place. So I'm just going to show you how to do that now. So Year 2, this is task 1, where I'm going to give you a classification tree and you need to work out which animal is going in all these boxes by answering the questions. So I've got a few of the animals here and we're going to work through one example together. You could do what I have done and draw pictures of the 8 animals and cut them out, or you can just work through it knowing what they are to start with. So, does it have legs? So I'm just going to sort some of my animals into does it have legs? So I've got my slug, my snail, and my worm that do not have legs. And then I have got a bee and a spider, okay, in my yes pile over here. So I'm going to go to my next question now because I'm going to just work through this side with you. So let me just push those legless invertebrates out the way. My next question is, does it have wings? So we've obviously got yes for my bee, no for my spider, and I'm going to go down this one over here. So I'm going to move my spider out the way. Does it have a furry body? Yes, my bee does have a furry body. So the answer to task 1, question A, is a bee. So you can either do it on the sheet like this and draw the pictures, cut them out and stick them on, or you could get another piece of paper and just write task 1. Then we've got question A, and the answer was a B. Slightly confusing, a B for question A. And then if you would like to either draw the picture or stick a picture on, then you can do that. And then you would go on to question B, and you would go through the questions and try and work out which of the 8 animals are in these 8 boxes down here. Excellent. I hope that was nice and clear for you, and we've already sorted out the answer to A, which was a B. That's slightly confusing again, isn't it? If you would like to pause the video at this point so that you've got the questions and the animals to look at, please do so. It will also be on your task sheet. But I'm going to move on to task 2. Now, task 2 is a little bit more complicated, but if you would like to try it, I think that would be fantastic. What I would like you to do is use the 6 animals that we had last week and the questions that you came up with last week to create your own classification tree. I am going to show you now how to do that. So, task 2 is a little trickier because we are going to be making our own classification tree. So I'm just going to put a title there, task 2, so I know which task it is. And I find it easiest if you have got the animals and you have cut them out, so then you can move them around. So that's what I've done. I've got the 6 animals we're going to be working with: slug, snail, spider, worm, bee, and ant. I've just done a simple pencil diagram, but you may want to colour them in or paint them. And then I've cut them out so then I can move them around. Now, my first question is going to be, is the animal an invertebrate? Now, as we know, all of these animals are invertebrates, so I'm only going to be going down the yes branch of my classification tree. So I've got my ruler out. I've got 2 little lines coming down here. One's going to say yes, one's going to say no. I'm going to ignore all the ones that say no because all I want to do is sort out my 6 invertebrates, and I know that they are all invertebrates, so I'm going to go down this column that says yes. The next thing I want to do is I want to work out how can I sort these 6 animals first of all into 2 groups. Now, I could sort them out into animals with legs. So I've got these three, they're with legs and without legs. I could sort it out into wings and no wings. I could sort them out into those animals that are insects and those that aren't insects. I could sort them out into those that are mollusks and those that aren't mollusks. So there's lots of ways I could sort these animals out. What I'm going to do is I am going to sort them out according to their legs. So my question's going to be, we've got question's going to be down here. Does the animal have legs? And again, there'll be two answers. So two branches of my tree coming off here. I've got a yes, it does have legs. And I've got a no, it doesn't have legs. Now, I'm going to sort out the animals with you today on the yes branch. So for now, I'm just going to push my other invertebrates with no legs out of the way. And I'm going to be looking at these three animals, my spider, my bee, and my ant. So I need to ask a question that's going to help me sort out these animals into two groups. Again, I could sort it out about number of legs. So I could ask, does this animal have 8 legs? Yes, no. I could sort it out about body parts. Does this animal have 3 body parts? So I would have my 2 insects over here. So I'd have yes, no. I could sort it out and ask, is this animal an insect? Yes, no. So I think I am going to sort it out by body parts. So I'm going to say, put my ruler down here. Does the animal have 3 body parts? Question mark. Over here I've got yes, and over here I've got no. Now, as on the no side, I've only got one animal left. This means it has to be the spider. So I can either draw my picture or I can stick my spider here. On the yes side, because I've still got 2 animals left, I need to ask one more question to try and differentiate between these 2 animals. So I think I'm going to ask one more question. Does the animal have wings? Question mark. And again, I get my ruler. I've got 2 options. Let me just move this up so you can all see. I've got yes, it does have wings, and no, it doesn't have wings. So, as I'm sure you can work out, if I'm saying yes, it does have wings, my bee is going to go down there. No, it doesn't. That is going to be my ant. Now, obviously I haven't done my does the animal have legs side. So I haven't sorted out my worm, my slug, or my snail yet. So I'd have to do that, but I'm not going to do that right now. Remember, you can use all those amazing questions that you asked for your task last week. Okay. So, and you don't need to use the same questions that I've asked. These are just the ones that I've decided to ask. You can ask different questions. Right, Year 2, I'm very much looking forward to seeing your classification trees uploaded on Seesaw. Have a fantastic half term, and I will see you after the half term break. Bye.